Hey guys, it's Radio Rogers, and today we're gonna be doing a new what if. This is what if Asta was the son of Madara. But before we get into it, if you have the time, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get a notice on new videos. And it really means a lot that you guys are coming and watching these what ifs. So let's begin. We skip over to the Naruto verse, as the same events in canon happen. Black Zetsu betrays Madara, Kaguya's arrived, Naruto and Sasuke fight with her, and we skip to the moment where Kaguya is sealed with the Indra and Ashura path. I'm gonna say that Madara's soul was also there, since it was like a Jinchuriki, so when Naruto and Sasuke sealed her soul, Madara's soul gets split into two. The Indra part, the essence of darkness and evil, goes somewhere, and it is not the Black Clover universe. And the essence of light and good in him, since I assume he was good until certain events, First Shinobi World War, that part of him leaves for the Black Clover universe, since it might need some help. Now to the Black Clover universe. I'm not gonna say that he gets reincarnated, I'm just gonna say his body gets reformed in the forest. How he looks like is just Madara but with white hair, and also in his red armor, and also that renegade under his patch of hair. He wonders about where he is and what happened, as he spends a moment thinking about it. He figures out what happened and tells him to himself, so they separated my soul. But the question is, which path am I? He tells that to himself. As he says, well, I don't have that urge to complete the Tsukuyomi or achieve world peace, or kill anyone who walks in my way, so I figure that I'm probably the good half. After he thinks about this, he wanders the forest, searching for any signs of intelligent life. On the way, he encounters some magical beasts, but nothing of intelligence. He exerts pressure so magical beasts don't attack him. So yeah. He wanders some more into the forest and finds a group of elves. Tries to talk to them, but they run away, thinking a monster was approaching them. This is because the pressure was so high that, yeah, they thought he was a monster. As he says to himself, I might have released too much, as he tones it down a bit. With the elves, they run to the village and tell Licht, yes, this is 500 years before that whole thing, about Madara. As they say, Licht, there's a monster in the forest. A monster? Yeah, a monster. And what did this monster look like? And Elf says that they don't really know, but they ran away before they could get a good look at it. As the only thing they saw was white hair. But the pressure it was exerting rivaled yours when you got angry. As Lick says to them, come on guys, stop making stuff up. As they say it's true, and Lick should go to the forest if he doesn't believe them. We skip a day as Lick goes into the forest to see if the monster the elves told him was true. As he searches the forest to find multiple fireballs dead and unskinned, Lick thinks there might be something in these woods. As he searches some more, he finds a big house made from wood. As he searches inside the house, he finds that it's fully furnished, with some stew cooking on a fire. As he hears someone say, what are you doing here? We rewind to when the elves ran away from Madara, as he turned on the pressure just like I told you so, and he thinks, must be more of them around. But I need to set up shelter for the night. As he gets some firewood and his stomach rumbles. He goes to the middle of the forest where there's an open area, and he does some hand signs and says, wood style, 4-pillar house, as a wood house forms at the opening. And if you're wondering how it looks like how it does on the video right now. As Madara says, now for food. As he goes and hunts down some fire boars and sets them to cook on a fire as he goes to get some water. But when he came back to his house, he saw a man with white hair and pointy eyes, pointy ears. As he says to Lick, what's he doing in here? Yeah. Wait. Lick says some of his friends told him that they felt the presence of a powerful monster in these woods. Madara apologizes and says that was to keep the beasts away. Lick says it was no problem and tells Madara, how did you build this place so quickly? Whenever I visited this part of the forest, it was always clear. Madara tells him that he used his wood style. Lick asks what's wood style. And Madara says, then don't you know about chakra? Lick says he doesn't know that either. And then Madara spends an hour explaining what chakra and all the styles and chakra natures. Yeah. As Lick says, so that's why I don't sense any magic from you. As Madara asks, what's magic? As Lick explains magic. Lick asks where Madara is from, and Madara says he's not from this place, or not from this world. And this is the first time he has ever been to a world like this, or been to a world where magic exists. Lick doesn't believe him at first until Madara casts a genjutsu, or showing him the shinobi world, not the wars. After that genjutsu, Lick believed him. So you're from a world where magic doesn't exist, but chakra does. That's about it. And how did you get here? As Lick says to Madara in a curious tone. As Madara says, that's something I don't want to talk about as of yet. Let's just say I'm half of someone I used to be. As Lick says, Lick thinks this is strange but shrugs it off. As Lick says, Madara wants to come to their village and meet his friends. Madara says that's okay, and so Lick takes him to the village. When he's brought, the elves are wary of him at first, and tells Lick that why did he bring a human there. Lick tells him that he's not entirely human since he's an Uchiha, has chakra, and also is 1/3 of the 10 tails. So yeah, I'm just gonna add that part in. They're also confused about this, and Lick tells them about Madara. Not the other world part, just a basic summary about him. After that introduction, we do a 2-year time skip. Lick and Madara are pretty good friends during these 2 years. And they have had sparring matches in the past, but Madara always won them. And one time Lick went full power against Madara, and Madara went full powers against him, but Madara still beat him. During this time, Madara would have married an elf, or fell in love with one, and that elf being Fauna. Yes, I know that, yes, she is the mother, and if you're wondering why, because we don't know any other girl elves, and she's in the series for most of it, so yeah. Also, Lick would have met the Wizard King's sister, Tata. Yeah, that's her name. So yeah, all this stuff happens like it would in canon. Also, Madara would have met the Wizard King and knows about him. Sorry about that, something happened. So yeah. So like in canon, the Wizard King's sister, Tata, and Lick would still have that ceremony. And Zagred, no wait. Oh yeah, okay. After that, a few months later, Asta is born, and Madara gives Asta a necklace in the shape of the Uchiha symbol with a tomoe on it. And if you're wondering why he gave him a necklace, it's gonna come in the story later. So Tata and Lick still has that ceremony. Yeah, I forgot to specify something. Wizard King and the Madara would be friends since Lick is also friends with him, and yeah, you know that thing. So the ceremony with Tata and Lick would happen. And Zagred, the word magic devil, sorry for spoilers, would still attack. As he says, light swords. As Madara sees the light swords and does some hand size. He says, and does a wood style wood dome protecting them for now. As multiple light swords try and pierce the outer shell. The elves are worried and scared. Madara shouts at the Lick to protect everyone as he can't hold this for much longer. The wood dome breaks. Madara activates his full EMS and Susanoo and searches for whoever is attacking. He finds Zagred up in the sky as he flies up and talks to him. He asks Zagred what his motive is. Zagred says, "Oh, I can't reveal that now, can I? I wasn't expecting you to protect them, but how did you see the attack I prepared?" As Madara says, "The sharingan," as he points to his right eye. "I can see everything. It improves my visual prowess and a bit of my physical abilities. And even without it, I can still see attacks with no difficulties." As Zagred says, "Is that so? I wonder, could I take those eyes?" As Madara says, "Even if you do, it won't work. You need enough chakra to even use it, and from the looks of this world, no one except me and my son have it." As they start to battle, Zagred makes his pitchfork and starts to slash at Madara Susanoo. It's taking some damage, but not that much since this is half of the original Madara and he only has half of his strength, so yeah. But not even Madara can defend against that pitchfork, so yeah. As Madara does some hand shots, says, "Katan, fireball jutsu!" As a fireball is shot, as he uses his EMS and envelops it in Amaterasu. As a back fireball is launched at Zagred. Zagred uses word magic and says, "Water spear," as a giant water spear tries to stop the fireball. But before it even hits, it evaporates, and it's coming at Zagred fast. He could feel the heat from all the way there, so he says, "Disappear," as the fireball disappears. As Zagred thinks, why didn't the water magic work? As Madara says, "The Amaterasu cannot be extinguished except by the user's command. So I can't extinguish it, but I could still erase it. That bullet still takes a lot of my magic every time I use it. I gotta be careful with this guy." As they battle, Zagred is on the losing side and is damaged. Not that much, but still damaged. Madara is tired since he still is half of who he was, so yeah. As Zagred thinks, how can I be losing to a human? As he looks at Madara closely, no, not entirely human. As Zagred thinks, I need to find a weakness. As he looks around, he looks down to the elves and says, found an opening. As he makes a bunch of light spears and shoots them down at the elves. Madara says, you missed. As Zagred says, did I? As Madara sees them aiming for the elves. As Madara says, no, as he flies down as fast as he can and protects them with his Susanoo, which is almost about to crack since he's pretty tired from fighting Zagred and has lost some chakra. He can go all out since there are people there, and if he went all out, then yeah, you know what will happen. As Zagred does one final attack with a giant spear. Those think that these are still humans and Zagred is still in camo mode, as Madara gets pierced by the light spears. Not dead, but barely alive. He sees countless elves being massacred, even his wife, but Fauna died protecting Asta. before Zagred kills his son. He takes out his eyes, he grabs a scroll he had in his pockets, takes out his eyes and seals them. As he does a jutsu, seal! As the scroll disappears, and Asta's necklace glows. He does a jutsu called Wood Style. Oh, wait. Sorry about that, family again. Okay, so yeah. He does a wood style jutsu called, and I made this up. So, Wood Style, Wood Preservation Act, as Asta is sealed in a big wood ball with a sharingan symbol on it. As he does another jutsu, Flying Raijin, and yes, he would know the Flying Raijin because I'm gonna make him learn it in this one. Fine Teleport, as Asta is teleported to a forest. As Madara says, so hype, as he gets pierced by one more spear. You skip to Asta, who is in the spear. He is not moving or breathing. Everything's still. Well, outside the spear, a long time passes. Passes 500 years to be exact. Asta's spear cracks open as Asta begins to cry. Activate the one-to-one sharingan as he begins to see a flash of someone dying. This sharingan improves your visual powers, and also he would remember his mother dying, seeing an image. Well, yeah. Meanwhile, a priest is out in the forest collecting herbs as he hears a baby crying. He goes to investigate. He sees a baby with white hair and sort of pointy ears. As he goes and picks him up, tells him, "Where did you come from, little one?" As he looks around to see nobody around, not even footsteps, but some pieces of wood and a necklace on his neck with a weird symbol on it. Looks like no one's coming, huh? Guess I'll have to take you in. As he takes Asta to the church, sits him down in a basket. As he tries to inspect Asta in self-defense kicks the priest, sending him flying into a wall. The priest gets out of the wall and thinks to himself, "Ugh, this ain't no normal kid," as he gets up and goes to heal himself. And later that night, Yuno arrives, and the same stuff happens. Then you skip when Asta and Yuno are 4 years old. Yuno still has his wind magic, while Asta has fire magic, or what they think is magic, since neither the priest or sister Lily can sense magic from him. This is because his fire nature mixed with his fire magic, so he can conjure it like magic, but it's actually chakra. So it's actually a Kekkei Genkai, so he doesn't need to do hand signs to conjure it. If you're wondering, he still has a crush on sister Lily. He doesn't. He just sees her as family. And if his personality is sort of like Madara, but before him and Hashirama separated. So yeah. So one day Yuno goes to deliver that letter to the chief of the village, and the drunk guy still tries to take Yuno's pendant. As Asta ninja runs and kicks him in the face, sending him crashing into a barrel. He gets up and says to Asta, "What the hell?" As he says to Asta, "What the hell, kid? Why'd you have to interfere? I'm just gonna take the pendant of his." As he sees Asta's necklace, yours will do fine as well, as he prepares his grimoire. I'm gonna say that he is an ice magic user, as he shoots a bunch of icicles at Asta and Yuno. Asta uses fire magic to protect himself and Yuno, but Yuno gets pierced in the shoulder. When Asta sees this, he awakens the one Tomoe Sharingan and two Tomoe in the other eye. For a moment, for him, everything begins to slow down, as Asta sees everything in slow motion. Well, he isn't moving, but he still sees it. Asta looks around and says, "What is this?" As he looks to one of the windows to see his eyes flash red. As he looks to the drunkard, he says, "Enough," as he runs and punches the guy in the gut, knocking him out, since it's sort of like a 2 times boost of his physical abilities. So yeah, Asta checks if Yuno's okay, and Yuno says he's fine. It's just a scratch as they go back to the church after they win the letter. The priest asks what happened, and as Yuno explains it to him, while Asta is trying to activate the sharingan after he awakened the one Tomoe. As the priest calls Asta. Asta deactivates it after a while, but after activates it after a while, and the priest sees the sharingan. The priest says what's wrong with his eyes, and Asta says he doesn't know, but it sort of feels natural to him. The priest thinks that it might be a part of his magic, as he tells Asta this. Asta thinks and says, no, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's part of me. As the priest says, weird but okay. The next day, Asta goes into the woods to train since he still does train his body, since you can't always rely on magic. If you're wondering how he looks like, it's like the one on the thumbnail, but he's smaller. So he trains like he does in the original one, but 2 times harder this time. So yeah, and also he trains with his sharingan, finding out many of its attributes. And he figures that if he uses it for like 3 or 4 hours, no, not that long. That's too OP. Like 30 to 40 minutes, it starts burning his eyes. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you something. The priest says his eyes sort of look like his necklace, as Asta thinks too. So when he goes outdoors and he looks at it with his necklace, the necklace begins to glow as it comes off Asta, forcing itself onto the ground, as it creates a portal of sorts. As Asta says, what the? And says, where's my necklace? And what's this portal? As he tries to touch it, and as his hand goes through, says, oh whoa, this is freaky. As he says, maybe I should step in. As he steps into the portal. And that's where we're gonna be leaving it, guys. Yes. Yeah. So if you like this part, if you guys like this part, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get notified of new videos. And bye.